Got a question for you. Have you ever done the math? This is an interesting one here today, and maybe a relatively shorter video. I want to chit chat about some things I've been working on, and I finally decided to do a little math today. What's going on, everybody? Doc here on our main account, having some fun. We got Operation Purge going on. Bunker Bravo just kicked off. It's one of those times where it feels like there is a ton to do, which is great if you love playing the game and putting the time in. If you like to complete everything, there's maybe a little stress added to that. And so I'm not going to talk too much more about that, but there's lots to do and some good stuff going on. If you're working on the Anomaly event, that is wrapping up as well. But one thing that I've been working on, I've been taking a look at a couple of base modifications. I get asked pretty regularly to do a base tour, so I'm going to do a base tour here. And this is going to lead into kind of where I got to with today's video. I'm an open concept builder, okay? I like a couple of things. Open concept, easy access. I have a little bit of OCD, so I like all my storage and things to be in the right spot. I also really like the decorations. I like the cosmetics. I like to have cool stuff, unique things at the base. Make it feel a little bit more homey. And then lastly, I am a completionist. I'm a completionist at heart. I like to get everything I can done, at least as well as I can within reason. And so what you're gonna notice here about my base is I have fully upgraded walls. I have basically the entire exterior of the base fully upgraded with the highest level of floors that we have currently in the game. And that's a big stride. Now that is not necessary. Steel walls will do you just fine. But if you find yourself doing a whole lot of the Pursuit of Luck events, you can get walls after you get walls and floors actually after you get your little roulette wheel, which is cool, or your caps machine, whichever one you happen to get first. And so over much time, again, I've been playing this game pretty close to when it came out, not quite. But sometime after that, I have steadily been moving forward with upgrading our base. And one of the main things that I still have left to do on our free-to-play account is get at least an interior section upgraded to steel walls, which, I'll be honest, is something I'm working on. On our main account here, though, and kind of as I do, again, a just very poor base tour, it's pretty much the entire selection. I've obviously cut off a little bit of space because I like some bushes and, again, some cool cosmetics. I've got all my decorations up for basically for the winter time, getting ready for that winter event. Got snowman and all this stuff. I have all my things, and then I have basically everything just kind of set up. One for ease of use, two just as a flow for the base. So I have my motorcycle, my chopper up here. I like it here because I get to drive it straight out. Again, I could move this a space and do one or two other things, but everything else is funneled here. I use our acid bath for a ton of storage. I have my coupons and stuff here. We have all my daily things right next to my dogs so that I can go grab my meat, feed my dogs, get my boost going, open all these things, and then again, drone and a handful of other things right here. This is all my mechanical stuff where my gasoline is and a bunch of my parts storage. This is my crafting area. So I've got all of my furnaces, I've got all of my crafting materials, charcoal, those kinds of things. And then of course a whole bunch of the rest of the crafting benches, wood at the warehouse, the storage for all of the fibers and cloths and stuff, and then everything kind of along here. And then in the center section, I have just where I spawn in, easy access again, my recycler, a couple other benches, all the things for recycling and repairing. And then right up here, I have basically the rest of my armor storage, some cool cosmetic things where I like to hang all my guns, and then all my armor and weapons organized. And then over here, everything else that would need to be basically on a not upgraded floor. And have all my agricultural type things. And the back wall is just a whole bunch of cosmetics and things to throw down. I got all the fish trophies up, which is actually really cool. Those are pretty neat. You get access to those just by buying it in the genome shop, and then a handful of other things. And then outside here, I do have a cool little section. I have a little tree forest, and then we have this really cool setup here with all this stuff. Little pond hanging out. I don't really like where this echo thing is, but there's no better place to put it at the moment. And some other cool stuff here. So, all that being said, as I took a look here at the base, and I was putting some things together, one of the things, again, I have been working towards is completion. And I decided it would be an interesting look today to see what do I need to finish, essentially upgrading the rest of the floors. As you can see, I have quite a few, but I still have a lot of steel floors. These take ash and titanium to upgrade, and I do really like the look of these. I think the steel floors are sweet, but I like the look of these floors, the reinforced floor. Okay, I also don't know why this is called an iron floor. But whatever. Reinforced floors, I really enjoy. Again, I have all reinforced walls around the base. So I want to take a look at what that would take, and then I also wanted to take a look. I have been steadily working up a bunch of rack progress. If you did not know, once you build up to your racks, you can then upgrade them. You can upgrade them up to level 11. So every rack that you have built, you can get up essentially 10 additional levels. What does that do? Well, that adds in 5 additional slots per level per upgrade. So you're going to see here at a rack level 11, you can hold 70 individual items. Now, some things don't stack or stack more than this, but basic items that go in stacks of 20, you can get all the way up to 70. And that holds a whole lot of stuff. So just over time, as I farmed, I've been leveling these things up. I wanted to take a look, though, and see, and actually do some math, because I felt like I was making pretty good progress. And then I realized I'm really not, and there is a lot more to do. So I have done the math. I've got this big note card right here with a whole bunch of scribbles on it. I just want to quickly chit chat about the resources it would take to fully upgrade and maximize our base in its current build, not including anything related to the genomes, because there's other base upgrades to do there, but just basically getting floors and walls and every rack upgraded to max, to maximize storage, which I'm going to say this, you do not need to do, okay? You do not need to do. If you can get to a good solid structure, even an internal structure of steel walls, you know, of like a 4x4 or 5x5, some area you can put your valuables in. You have all of the specialty storages now that can't be rated. You really do not need a lot of this stuff, okay? If you want to really kind of maximize and show your base off a little bit, having a bunch of steel walls is really cool. Having some upgraded racks is really nice. You can store like meds and stuff are really good. Food, you don't have the refrigerators, but we are getting so many more specialized storages that are helping to manage all of this stuff through the events. So just play. If you want to spend some money, certainly you can on a handful of things, but just play the events, try to get the storages when they come around, and you'll find yourself not needing a whole lot of this. But you want to maximize it. Here's where at least I need to get to finish this. So I have a total of, oh, I forgot to write this down. I have 126 floors to take from this iron. I'm going to call them steel. Steel to reinforced at 20 ash planks per and 10 titanium. To give you a sense, that's 2,520 ash planks. Now that doesn't sound, that's a lot, okay? That's a lot. That doesn't sound horrible though, right? But when you consider it's 5 ash logs per ash plank, that's 12,600 ash logs that we would need to farm. And any of you that have farmed ash logs know that it is not quick like oak is. And you don't get that many. I will go and I will do a good farming run with about 8 to 12 of our iron axes, and you'll come out with a decent couple hundred, 200, 250, 300-ish ash logs from that. That doesn't even barely scratch the surface there. So I got a lot of ash to get. 12,600 ash planks. And if you're quick on your math, at 10 titanium per, that's 1,260 titanium bars, or 6,300 titanium ore. Now, that is probably the easy part of this to complete. If we jump on over, there are, in the game, you have the ability to make 40 small boxes, which also means you can make 40 racks once you get everything upgraded. And all of this math is not including all of the upgrades we've gotten to this point. Again, this is just a little realization of the work to be done here as we continue on our journey. If we wanted to take and upgrade a rack, every level is the same, which is pretty nice. It's going to take you 40 ash planks, as you can see here. It's going to take you 20 steel plates and 30 iron plates. Again, a very hefty investment. You can do a few of these. It's great. Again, you will really appreciate the ability to stack up a bunch of those items. Like I said, meds and some of the, like, I call them like the barter type items. Some of like your wires and stuff. If you don't have a special storage, that it can be really, really nice. Or even like basic materials that you're farming up, like wood and some of that other stuff is great. But there's 40 racks in the game, okay? Which means there is 10 times 40 levels to upgrade. I don't actually have that many upgrades as I took a look. Now, I want to talk about that here really quickly because I have a handful of non-stackable items. Basically, none of these racks are upgraded, with the exception of maybe this one on the end because, yeah, this is at level 2 because I store a little bit of grenades in here, right? So there is a reason to keep, you know, I've got a good, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, so half-ish or so, a little under half of the racks non-upgraded because they're holding armor, they're holding weapons, they're holding things that can't be stacked. So you truly don't really need to upgrade these things. And again, as we look at, we are getting more specialized storages with our lockers here. We've got our explosive storage, which you can go and try to earn right now in Operation Purge. So more is coming to the game that is going to help, I think, lessen the need for a lot of these upgrades, but I just wanted to cover that. But I took a look and I ran through and I just quickly counted up how many levels I need. I need 349 more levels of upgrades. That's a lot. That is a lot. And I'm a little surprised I wasn't a little farther in the journey. With that being said, at 40 ash planks, if I wanted to upgrade all 349 levels, the remaining racks, that would take me 13,960 ash planks. That is a whopping 69,800 ash logs. If we combine all of the ash together to get all the upgrades I need, 16,480 ash planks, or a whopping 82,400 ash logs. That is crazy. Any of you that have much more significant progress with these upgrades, I seriously tip my hat to you, especially on these rack upgrades. It is an interesting and kind of fun experiment to go and take a look. Also, if you're wondering, at steel plates, 20 a piece, that's 6,980 steel. And let me just see really quick. I have a good stockpile. I have 213 steel there. I have 131. Like, that's a good amount of steel. And I'm not even scratching the freaking surface. I'm not even getting close. Now, I do have some steel in my inbox and some stuff like that, but I'm not even anywhere close to that. The only one that I'm probably reasonably, somewhat-ish close to is 30 iron plates per level. That's 10,470 iron plates. And I do know I have a really good stockpile of those from the settlement and just constant rewards that we're getting every day by logging in and queuing that up. So 16,480 ash planks, or 82,000 ash logs. I have a lot of farming to do, and I'm closing this video out here because I need to get to it. Actually, I'm going to go and do some Operation Purge, have some fun, play the game, and try to crush some locations. Like I said, we got Bunker Bravo and some other stuff going on. So I thought that would be cool. Again, I get asked the question a lot about base setups. That's how I like it. Minimalist, open, very well organized. Everything has a place. And I also really like to go from location to location, back and forth, and just have a quick equip, unequip, drop stuff, and move on, right? I don't like to spend a ton of time at the base if I don't have to get to where I need to go. So this is not a comparison. I'm going to finish this video. This is not a comparison. If you are not there, please, please, you do not need this level of upgrade in your base. And I say that sincerely. This is like super, super total end game content. When you don't have anything else to spend your resources on, you can start upgrading these things. If you're newer into the game or you're still working on it, raid proofing your base is probably one of the biggest things. And then obviously upgrading your storage is really, really important. But like I said, as we get additional specialty storages, that need becomes significantly less. And the nice part is, at least a good portion of the storages we've seen have been free to play accessible at some point. Some of those are coming back with some regularity, which is really nice. So I say all that just to share. I did some fun math, and I've got a lot of grinding and lots more Last Day on Earth to play in front of me. So hopefully you enjoy our Friday video here. We'll be back next week and continuing to speculate on clans, continuing to talk with folks in the Discord, and I am working in the background to set up some clan invite parameters for those that maybe want to host, as well as setting up our own as well, or looking for clans. So hopefully I can do a video on that here very, very soon, because there is a lot of anticipation and a lot of thoughts that this is coming up pretty quick, which I would agree with. So if you're looking for some clans, join our Discord. Hopefully we'll have some good folks that can help to link up, and you get that rocking and rolling when the next update drops. But with that, we'll close it out. Hit that subscribe button for us. We're on the road to 10K. We're getting pretty close to halfway there, so we appreciate all the support. Discord links in the description. Hop over there, check out some other videos. We also do some other channels as well, so those links are in the description. We want to give us some love across a couple of different channels. We play some other games. Big Magic the Gathering fan, if you are as well, we'd love to have you over on that channel. Get some love there, and we do some stuff on our main channel as well. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you next one. Peace.